Hello, everyone out there in Rumble, X, and YouTube land. Welcome back to Diego Knows. Of course, I'm Diego, and today we're going to talk some more about Wicked. All right, some more about Wicked. Okay, your movie, not mine. But I did enjoy the movie. I enjoyed the book a lot more. Yes, I am a fan. Okay, and I'm straight. I know. Go figure. Call Ripley. All right, but I actually listened to this entire thing. Like 20 years ago, I listened to this entire thing, 20 hours unabridged. Okay, so I know what I'm talking about. Okay, now I didn't read the other books. I didn't read the one about the Cowardly Lion or the Witch's Son. I didn't read those books. All right, I did not read them because I'm not gay. But I did listen to this one. I listened to the whole thing, and the reason I did it was because back then I was younger and I was working. I was doing a comic book. I'm an artist, right? And I was drawing a comic book. And when you're drawing a comic book, you're sitting in front of your drawing table 8, 10, 12 hours a day. Okay, just drawing. Okay, and when you're drawing, you use one side of your brain, but the part that can listen, okay, and pay attention, that's the other side of your brain, okay? And I need to occupy that side of my brain. So what I would do when I would draw, especially late at night, I'd have the TV on, not to watch it, but to listen to it. Like I'd have talk shows and stuff on there, things like that, okay? Just something to occupy that part of my mind while my other side of my brain was actually drawing the pictures the way I wanted them to be. Okay, so I decided, some of the people that I worked with, okay, they told me about Wicked. Okay, they read the book. The book was awesome. Okay, and it was a Broadway show now and whatever. Okay, so it was about the Wizard of Oz, which I loved. I loved the Wizard of Oz when I was a kid. I grew up watching it. They used to play it on TV like every Thanksgiving or so. So I've seen it many times and I loved it. I thought it was great. I watch it with my son now. Okay, so I was a big fan, so I figured, okay. Now I didn't know anything about the politics back then. I didn't know that the author was gay, or that the people that made the show were gay, or that the actors involved were gay, or I didn't know any of that stuff. Okay, I just went in there cold turkey. Okay, and I listened to this. I bought it and I listened to it, and I enjoyed it. Most of it I enjoyed. It was a pretty good story. They humanized Elphaba. Okay, the Wicked Witch of the West. They gave her a name, Elphaba. Get it? Elphaba. L. Frank Baum, the author of Wizard of Oz. Get it? Get it? All right. So that's what they did. Okay, they humanized the Wicked Witch of the West. Turns out she wasn't evil. She was just labeled evil. Okay, she wasn't a bad person. Okay, she had some really bad PR. Okay, that's what it turned out it was. All right. And that's what the story was about, and I enjoyed it. And I said, okay, whatever. And then I forgot about it. Okay, until the movie. They announced they were going to make a movie. Now, something I got to say about this thing here, okay, is like, I've done musical theater, okay? I've done that when I was a young man, all right? And when you're working in theater in general, okay, it's an industry that attracts more gay people than your average industry, okay? For example, engineers, okay? You're not going to find very many gay men in engineering, okay? Is it because they keep gay men from joining those industries? No, not at all. It's just most gay men just are not attracted to those industries. We're dealing with numbers and physics and things like that. Okay, gay men tend to be not all. There's exceptions. Okay, I'm not saying all of them. Okay, but gay men tend to be more attracted to other things. Okay, and when I was doing musical theater, okay, there was a higher percentage of gay guys in there than there were straight guys. Okay, I was one of the few straight guys in there. All right. Okay, so okay, that's just the way things are. Okay, it's like certain industries, like golf. Okay, female golf. Have any of you ever watched a female golf game? Okay, if you look at the top players that play golf that are female golfers, you're gonna notice that most of them are lesbians. Okay, now is there anyone that forbids straight women from joining that sport? Of course not. But it doesn't change the fact that it's mostly lesbians that do it. Okay, you see what I'm talking about? Now, if you're in this industry, if you're in the theater industry, okay, musical theater, right, and you're working on Broadway, okay, and you're doing all that kind of stuff, you're singing, you're dancing, okay, it's going to attract more gay people. So doesn't it make more sense that if the performers are gay, and the writers are gay, and the producers are gay, and the director is gay, okay, it makes sense that they're going to want to create a show that they want to see, okay? Because if you believe the mainstream media and all this bull crap propaganda out there, they're going to have you thinking that the LGBTQ community was forced at gunpoint, and they were chained to a chair, and the Clockwork Orange style, their eyes were forced open, and they spent their entire life being forced to watch cisgendered heterosexual couples falling in love. Okay, they were forced, they were tortured into watching disgusting men having sex with beautiful women. Ew, falling in love with women. Ew, having children with women. Ah, it's gross. So by making it gay or gay coded, okay, this is their way of sticking it to the fascist heterosexuals that forced them to be exposed to heterosexuality their entire life. Ah. You see what I mean? So naturally they're going to make something that not only that represents them, but something that they want to see. Nothing wrong with this. Nothing I said right now is wrong, except for, they were forced to watch it. They weren't forced to watch it, okay? Okay, it's just the majority of the people in this world are heterosexual, okay? I think it's like only 4% of the population is really LGBTQ, okay? So, you got to remember that the people that are going to see your show, the majority of people who are going to see your show are going to be straight, whether you like it or not. Okay, whether you're straight or not, it doesn't matter. The majority of people that are going to watch your product or consume your product or watch your show are going to be straight. Okay, it kind of has something to do with repopulating the planet. Okay, I know it grosses you out. The thought of a man and a woman having sex, you're disgusted by it. I get it. Okay, but unfortunately, that's still the way it is. Okay, that means that the majority of people don't want to see, two ugly women having sex. They don't want to see two super good-looking men having sex. The majority of people don't want to see that. Okay, so if you're going to make something for that audience, for your audience, okay, it's only going to appeal to a very small percentage of the population, which means you're not going to make that much money. You're not going to make that much money. Okay, look at the movie Titanic that came out in like 1997. I saw that when that came out. Okay, why did I go see Titanic? Because I was always fascinated with the largest ship in the world sinking on its very first voyage. Okay, I mean, to me that was fascinating. Okay, it's in the history books. It's the Mount Everest of shipwrecks. Okay, so when I saw the trailer for that, when I saw the CGI, the guy that made Terminator made this movie. Okay, and I saw like the way it showed you how the ship sinks and all that, and how the people are scrambling for their lives. I'd never seen it like that before. Okay, so I was like, this looks really good. So I definitely, you got my money. I'm gonna go see Titanic. Okay, that's what drew me and my guy friend, because I was in the Marines when that movie came out. So me and my guy friends, okay, that's what drew us to the theater. We wanted to see that ship sink and see exactly how it happened, with the mistakes that were made. Okay, like there weren't enough lifeboats, stuff like that. What was the captain thinking? Why were they going so fast? How come nobody spotted the iceberg until it was too late? Stuff like that. That's what kept me interested. The physics of it. All right, how all these businessmen got together, okay, all that kind of stuff. That's what drew my interest, okay. And then actually watching it with modern special effects, watching that ship sink, that drew my attention. That got me interested in seeing the movie. For women, it was totally different. For women, it was about the time period. It was about the romance. It was about the classism. The rich versus the poor. Okay, Leo DiCaprio was the fucking stud at that time. Okay, there used to be bookstores. Okay, I know, right? Long time ago, there used to be bookstores, and I remember there was like Walden Books. This is before like there was a Barnes and Noble and all that kind of stuff. Okay, there was Walden Books and there was B. Dalton. Okay, and I remember walking through the mall, and there was a whole wall was nothing but Leo DiCaprio posters and Leo DiCaprio calendars and Leo DiCaprio books and his biographies and magazines and all that. And there was nothing for Kate Winslet. You know why? Because girls didn't give a shit about Kate Winslet, okay? Men didn't give a shit about Kate Winslet, okay? Kate Winslet was average looking. But Leo DiCaprio, that was the draw. That's what got the women in the theater. That's the reason that they kept going over and over to see it again, to see Leo DiCaprio, okay? Falling in love with a girl that looked like them or looked worse than them, okay? That way they could fantasize. You see what I mean? That's what I'm talking about. Okay, so that movie succeeded because it appealed to both. It appealed to men like me, and it also appealed to the women. So I got my needs met and the women got their needs met. That's how you make a $2 billion movie, okay? When you make something that's gay coded, like Wicked, okay, then, you're going to appeal to a smaller demographic. And if that's not bad enough, okay, Cynthia Erivo, the actress that plays Elphaba, the Wicked Witch of the West, okay, she vilified the fans before the movie even came out because of a stupid poster. A poster that a fan made. He wanted to make he took the the theatrical poster, okay, of Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo, okay, you know, where Glinda whispers into Elphaba's ear, you know, and her brim of her hat covers her eyes. You just see the smirk. Well, in the movie poster, you see Cynthia Erivo's face. You see her eyes and everything during that. And what they did is they dropped the brim of the hat to cover her eyes, to put it in shadow, so it looks more like the Broadway poster. Well, Cynthia Erivo had a shit fit when she saw that. It was a fan poster that they made online, and she had to make a public statement saying that this was racist, it was sexist, it was homophobic, it was transphobic, okay, it was misogynist, it was everything, okay? How she was personally offended, you know, you took away my identity? I mean, she just went off on this stupid little fan poster. You see what I mean? And she did this before the movie even premiered, like a few days before the movie premiered. This is not how you get good PR for your fucking movie. If there was people that were on the fence about seeing this movie, okay, they said right there, just to piss off Cynthia Erivo, I can spend my money on this. Nope. You're gonna call me a piece of shit because I like this poster? Fuck you. I don't spend my money on your movie. You see what I mean? Now, before you start yelling at me here, okay, you're calling me those names, okay? I spent my money on this movie. I took my son to go see it, all right? Because like I said, I'm a big fan of The Wizard of Oz, okay? And was it gay coded? Yes, it was. It most definitely was. And I understand why they made this movie, because, you know, they want to make the producers, you know, the everyone. The guy that wrote the book, Gregory Maguire, is gay. The guy that adapted the book into a Broadway show, Stephen Schwartz, he's gay. Okay, the actors that are in the movie, okay, Cynthia Erivo, Elphaba herself, okay, she's gay. Okay, Jonathan Bailey, who plays the stud muffin Fiyero. Okay, the man, the love interest in the movie, the one that all the men and women want to have sex with. Okay, in real life, he's gay. Marissa Bode, who plays Nessa Rose, that's Elphaba's sister, crippled sister. Okay, who's a paraplegic in real life and in this movie. Okay, she's also gay. Okay, so I mean, the gayness is just all in this movie. Okay, there's characters in the movie that are obviously gay, like Fanny. Fanny, that's one of Glinda's sidekicks. He's the Asian guy with glasses from Saturday Night Live. He's fucking gay as fuck. Okay, the students at the school at Shiz University, they wear like half of their uniform is pants and the other half is a skirt. Okay, that's for the men and women. So that should tell you a lot about the people that made this movie. Okay, now we've been having to suffer through this shit for 10 plus years now. Okay, and thank God it's a new day. You can only piss us off so much with this woke crap before, you know, the people have spoken. We don't want any more of this shit. And we speak with our wallets. Okay, so now all the corporations have to backpedal and try to retcon everything. Oh my God. You know, like Star Trek, they got rid of an entire TV show's continuity. Okay, because it pissed people off so much that now we got to erase that from canon. We can't, all that like, you know, pro LGBT shit, you know, or, you know, and women are better than men, all that kind of stuff, you know, we have to get rid of that. We can't, because it pissed off all Star Trek fans. Okay, they're having to backpedal all this stuff. A movie that came out this year, the biggest money maker this year was Inside Out, which is a kid's movie, Inside Out Part 2. I took my son to go see it. Okay, and I watched that movie, and let me tell you something, you could tell that the love interest in that movie was going to be two teenage girls falling in love with each other. I could tell the main character, who was like a 14-year-old girl, a white girl, okay, was going to fall in love with like a 16-year-old Latina girl. Okay, they're both in the same hockey team. You could tell that that's what the story was going. Okay, but they put the brakes on it and said, no gay shit in this. This is a kid's movie. It's a children's movie. No gay shit. We're gonna anything that references a lesbian relationship, we're gonna get rid of it, because that's not something we should be putting in fucking kids movies. Okay? And that was the right call. And because of that, and because the script was actually pretty decent, not my favorite movie in the world, but it was all right. My son was entertained, okay? Because of that, because they pulled the brakes on that stuff, that movie, Inside Out 2, made $1.7 billion. The highest money-making animated movie of all time. Why? Because they got rid of the woke. You see what I mean? Now, I know that pissed off everybody that made the movie. All the producers, the writers, you know, the directors, okay? All the activists that work there, okay? This was going to be their baby. But Disney said, no, we got to make money. That's more important than your message, okay, is more important. You know, it's not as important as us making money because we've lost too much money because of this shit. People aren't watching our movies like the way they used to because of this shit. And it's about time you acknowledge it, all right? Because of that, that's what made the movie successful. Okay, you see what I mean? And I think they're now, because we just had an election, we're going to have a new president here, new rules, new everything, and let's get everything back to normal. Okay, nobody wants this shit. We never wanted it. It was forced upon us. Okay, the corporations gave us woke because that's what the investment firms that they get their loans from, okay, that's what they demanded. They demanded ESG. What is it? Environmental social governance. Okay, they demanded that. All corporations have to go by these ESG rules, and if you don't, then we're not going to give you any funds. So of course, all these corporations, Disney, Target, AT&T, all these corporations just, Anheuser-Busch, okay, right? They all just rush to suck the dick of these investment firms so they can get that money. Of course, they put it in there, and ESG basically is what it is. It's like if you're white and you're a man and you're straight and you're Christian, okay, get the fuck out. We don't want you. There's too many of you in the world. You see what I mean? So they're treated like they're evil or they're stupid or they're cowards, okay? Whenever they do use them, okay? You see what I mean? And that pissed off a lot of people because whether you like it or not, the majority of this country is white. I'm not white, and even I realize this, okay? So when you piss off the majority of the audience, okay, of your customer base, you're going to lose money. Okay, that's what's been going on here. And I think that's why Wicked has been suffering. I think it's going to make a profit. I think it's going to break even. As far as the last time I looked, the movie had made about $567 million. Tuesday, Wicked will officially be on streaming. Okay, so that's like in 2 days. Okay, then you can watch it at home now. Okay, officially. All right, instead of going to the theater to pay for it like I did. And the DVD is not going to be till February, but you can watch it at home. You can buy it on streaming in a couple of days. All right, so it's already going to be on TV. So no need to go to the theater anymore. So it's not going to make you more money in the theater. The budget for Wicked was $150 million. But that's just what they spent on it. It's really $300 million because they filmed this one and part 2, which comes out next year. They filmed both of them at the same time. Okay, so it actually cost us $300 million. All right. Now, when you factor in the marketing, okay, the dolls that they made, which they had to recall because they put a porn site on the back of the box. These dolls are for little girls, and they put a porn site website on the back of the box. And they said they were going to recall it, and they didn't. So now they're getting sued, and the prices for these dolls just skyrocketed. Okay, so I think they were like $35, and now they're like $185 if you buy them on eBay. Wow. Okay, so that happened. Okay, but the movie posters, all those interviews that you saw them doing, the walking the red carpets, okay, all that shit costs money. It costs money. Okay, so the marketing. You can probably double that, so about $300 million, okay? And then you got to remember that the theaters get half of whatever net this movie makes, okay? So half of all their profit is going to go to the theaters, okay? So this movie needed to make, if you do the math, this movie needed to make like 750, 800 million to break even. And then everything after that would have been profit. Now, if it had done like $1 billion, $1.2 billion, $1.3 billion, something like that, it would have made a shitload of money. Okay, and then they probably would have started making like the entire book series. Okay, the book about the Cowardly Lion, the book about Elphaba's son. They would have all that would have been put in production. Okay, but the movie I think capped out right now. It's like $567 million, which should cover most of the expenses, but it's not going to make a profit. Okay, it's not going to make a profit at all because nobody buys DVDs and Blu-rays anymore. Okay, so when those become available, nobody's going to buy those. Okay, so so it didn't make the money it needed to make. All right, that's what I'm trying to say. It also didn't help that this movie came out, and then 1 week after this movie came out, Moana 2 came out. Okay, and every little girl and their parents went to go see Moana 2 the next weekend, so this movie suffered for that. Okay, and then you add that, the unlikability factor of Cynthia Erivo, the star, despite the fact that she did a great job in this movie, she really did. As Elphaba, she was incredible. And I've got, personally, I got nothing good to say about her. but professionally, she did an incredible job. Okay, she actually got me to feel empathy for Elphaba's character. Okay, her acting was on point. She was very good at what she did. I'll never say anything bad about her portrayal of Elphaba. Okay, she matched Elphaba in the book. Okay, I saw the trailers. The trailers made it look like she was just gonna be another boss bitch. If you look at the trailers for this movie, if you remember, okay, every scene in the trailers was basically some character telling Elphaba how fucking great she was, how incredible she was, how wonderful she was, how powerful she was, you know. And whenever they showed the wizard, he'd be like he was shitting himself, okay. And Glinda would tell her, you shouldn't be afraid of the wizard, and she'd be like, it's the wizard who should be afraid of me. And then Glinda would be like, oh, you're so incredible, and she's like, I know I am, you know. And then the professor, Madame Morrible, you know, she levitates that coin, and she's like, oh, you're the greatest sorcerer that ever lived. And she's just like, I know. You know, that kind of shit. I thought we were going to get 3 hours of that. Well, we didn't. We actually got a very humble woman, you know, who had a lot of insecurities, you know, and was dealing with a lot of trauma, okay, and had a terrible childhood, you know, and I felt bad for her. So as far as the empathy goes, Cynthia Erivo did a great job, okay? But as far as all this shit about bashing the fans for making that stupid poster, okay, about everything, everyone that criticizes your movie is a racist or a homophobe or a transphobe or a sexist or whatever the hell else you want to come up with, okay, that's bullshit. That's bullshit, all right? So you can't really blame the audience for most people not watching this movie, okay? Between the way they talk to the fans, okay, and the fact that so much of this movie was gay-coded, you know, a lot of parents don't want to take their kids to go see something like that. They're not ready to have that conversation with their kids just yet. Okay, I'm talking about like the 4 or 5-year-olds. You see what I mean? So, you know, of course, that's going to limit the amount of people that go to the theater to go see your movie. Okay, and you got to accept that. Okay? Now, I know for a lot of gay people that were behind this, like I said, a majority of the people behind this movie were gay. Okay, in front of the camera and behind the camera. Okay, you got to realize the majority of the audience, okay, is not gay. It's not. We're like 96% of us are straight. Okay, and if you want the 96% of your potential audience to watch your movie, you got to make something that appeals to us too. Okay, and if we don't want to see that, okay, that's your fault. It's not ours. Make a different movie. Okay, you see what I mean? All right, let's talk about the movie now. All right. Okay, now where we left off last time, I'm Diego. I'll give you a straight man's point of view, whether you like it or not. If you don't like it, get the fuck out. Will not censor myself. Okay, now we left off last time. Glinda, wonderful Glinda, she manipulated Boq, the beta male munchkin ginger, short munchkin ginger who has the hots for Glinda at the university. He likes her. He tried to ask her out, but obviously Glinda has the hots for the big stud muffin, you know, the ripped abs, you know, the big ears. Okay, that he has. Okay, the 36-year looking 18-year-old boy, Fiyero, who apparently has a British accent, but yet nobody else in Oz has a British accent. Go figure. Okay, yeah, that guy, the stud, the bad boy. Okay, clearly Glinda has the hots for him, but Boq has the hots for Glinda. So Glinda manipulates Boq into asking out the most pathetic girl that she can find at the school. Okay, oh, I can't go out with you when girls like that crippled girl over there can't even get a date. Well, anybody would be my hero if someone would just ask her out. I can't think about myself right now. And so he's like, oh, well, I'll ask her out for you, Glinda. I'd do anything for you. You know, and so he asks out the crippled girl because he knows that nobody else is going to do it, okay? So he does that. So that's how he asks out Marissa. Okay, not sorry, Marissa. That's the actress's name. Nyssa Rose, the character. Okay, Elphaba's younger sister, who's crippled. Okay, well now Nyssa Rose is excited that a guy asked her out, so she tells her sister about it. Okay, Elphaba about it. Oh my God, he asked me out. And you know why he did it? Glinda gave him the courage to ask me out. Oh my God, I love Glinda so much. I want you to quit talking bad about Glinda. I know she's your roommate and she treats you like crap. Okay, but I think Glinda's wonderful and I don't want you talking bad about her anymore. And Elphaba was going to be like, I thought Elphaba would tell her like, no. Okay, Glinda only did that because, you know, she doesn't like Boq. Okay, and she wanted to go out to the ballroom with Fiyero and not Boq, and she didn't want to hurt Boq's feelings, so she tricked him into asking out you. Okay, so that he would leave her alone. That's the only reason he did it. It's not because he likes you, it's because Glinda told him to do it. Because he likes Glinda. Now, I thought Elphaba was going to tell her that, but she didn't. She was just like, wow, that was, Glinda's been such a bitch to me this whole time I've been here. But what she did for my sister, look at that smile on her face. My sister's happy. I think what Glinda did was wonderful and very unselfish. Wow. And so she changed her opinion about Glinda. Okay, because she saw this as an act of kindness, all right? So, Elphaba's not a bad person. She's not wicked at all. So she sees that, hey, you know what? Glinda did me a solid. She did my sister a solid. So I'm going to do her a solid. Okay? So Glinda is getting ready. Okay? Glinda's getting ready for this ball. They're going to sneak off campus, which they're not allowed to do. Okay? Because Fiero wants to take them to some nightclub. Okay? A ballroom is what they call it. Okay? Where the animals are going to be having sex with people. I'm not making that up. In the book, that's what happened. But in the movie, obviously, that's just a touch much. Okay? So anyway, Glinda is getting ready for the ballroom date. With her cronies. Okay, her cronies are this fat white girl named Shen Shen and this completely homosexual Asian guy named Fanny. I'm not making it up. His name is Fanny. Okay, the actor that plays him is from Saturday Night Live. Look him up yourself, all right? He's just flaming. He's a flamer, okay? And they're helping Glinda get ready. Now, Glinda, all the other students in this fucking movie are wearing school uniforms, okay? Like Harry Potter style, okay? They're wearing these blue uniforms, school uniforms. It's a private school. Okay? Except for Glinda. Glinda gets to wear whatever the fuck she wants, and everything that she wants to wear is pink. Okay? So all of her outfits are pink. It's never explained why Glinda does not have to conform to the uniform standards, but yet every other student there has to. Okay? Now she's going to school with princes and princesses, and they have to wear the uniform. But Glinda, who just comes from a rich family, doesn't have to wear the uniform. She gets to wear pink to all of her classes. Makes no fucking sense. And it's never explained why. So Glinda's getting ready. Okay, her cronies are there. Okay, and Fanny finds the brim hat. Okay, that's the Wicked Witch hat. Okay, it's a black conical pointy-tipped hat. That's the one that Margaret Hamilton wore when she played the Wicked Witch of the West in the original 1939 Wizard of Oz movie. Okay, well, Fanny finds it in one of Glinda's dressers, and he's like, "What is this?" Okay, so yeah, in her dresser chest. Okay, Glinda says like, "My granny makes the most hideous hats." Okay, and I would give it away, but I don't hate anyone that much. So when Elphaba enters the room, because they are roommates. Okay, when Elphaba enters the room, Glinda invites her to the ball. And gives her the black conical hat to wear. And because she doesn't know this, but Elphaba's never been to a party. She's never been to a nightclub. She's supposed to be 18 years old, but she's played by a 37-year-old Cynthia Erivo. Okay, and she's never gone out. Never been on a date, nothing like that. So she doesn't realize that Glinda giving her this hat is just going to make her look ridiculous. She doesn't realize that. All right. So she accepts the hat, and she feels good about Glinda right now because of what Glinda did for her sister, all right? By getting Bach to ask out her sister, okay? So she has no hard feelings towards Glinda, all right? So anyway, Glinda gives Elphaba the hat to wear, and Elphaba actually likes the hat. She actually thinks it's a cute hat, okay? Because she doesn't know any better. All right, the next scene, all the kids are all sneaking off campus, okay? Now, they get kicked out of school for leaving the university at night, but they all sneak off. They all get in the boat, and they all sneak out of there because there's no guards. There's no campus security to make sure nothing. There's no that's going to stop underage drinking or none of that shit. This is a huge Ivy League type school, okay? Like a Harvard or a Stanford, but yet there's no security. So, even though it's against the rules, the kids can just go off and up, just go on and off campus whenever the hell they want. No one's going to stop them. No one's going to report them. Elphaba's already done it. She followed one of her professors, Dr. Dillamon, to his house off campus and then came back in and nobody stopped her. So, there's no security at the school. All right. It's never explained why. Okay. So, and the kids sneak off campus, okay, on a gondola that night. Okay, and Bach and Nessa Rose sneak off too, okay? Despite the fact that Nessa Rose is in a wheelchair. They sneak off too, all right? And they go to the club, okay, which they call a ballroom, okay? They go there, there's a lot of animals there, okay, like in the band, like playing the drums and the saxophone and the guitar is animals doing that, yeah. Okay, just go with it, all right? Okay, it's animals are at a live band. Okay, and they do a bunch of gay choreographed dancing. Okay, you know when you walk in there to a club and all of a sudden every single character starts dancing in perfect synchronization with the others. Okay, you know, like it was rehearsed. Okay, like it's not candid, it's actually rehearsed. Okay, well that's what happens here. Nobody, you know, it's a musical, right? Everybody just knows how to dance. It reminds me of that movie She's All That. You ever seen that movie with Freddie Prinze Jr.? Okay, I think it was, and Rachel Lee Cook was in it too. Okay, and Usher was in it too. He had a small role in that. And so actually, Paul Walker had a small role in that too. But it came out in the late 90s, okay? There's a scene on there during the prom. Okay, when the prom, they start playing Right About Now, the Funk Show Brother. Okay, when that song comes on, all the kids in the prom start dancing in synchronization, okay? Like just like they rehearsed it, okay? Which would never happen in real life, you know, but we're supposed to go with it, right? That's what this is. That's what this nightclub is, all right? Okay, so while they're there at the ballroom, Bach looks over. Even though he brought Nyssa Rose, he still got the hots for Glinda. So he's trying to look out for Glinda to see where she is, and he sees Glinda with Fiyero, Mr. Tall, you know, stud muffin, right? And he can clearly see that Glinda has the hots for Fiyero and not for him, okay? Because he's now in real life, Ariana Grande, and the actor that plays Bach, his name is Ethan Slater. In real life, Ethan Slater left his wife and his newborn kid to be with Ariana Grande. They're together right now. They both left their spouses, because they were both married, to be with each other in real life. They met while filming this movie. Okay, now Ethan Slater's an ugly motherfucker. Okay, and I'm not even gay, but he's short. He doesn't have classical handsome features. Okay, he's a ginger. His hair is crazy, and it's just like, you know, and he's a beta male in this movie. Okay, he'll never get a girl like Glinda. Glinda's not even that great looking, I don't think. She's way too fucking skinny. She's got no legs, no ass, no tits. Okay, and her head's too fucking big for her body. Okay, so I don't see what the attraction is. Okay, but she's supposed to be like the hottest girl at school. All right. Anyway, so Bach realizes that Glinda has the hots for Fiyero. Okay, and so he just decides, like, you know, okay, so she doesn't like me, but this girl that I brought, this crippled girl that I brought, and this Nyssa Rose, she does like me, so I'm just going to give my attention to her. Okay, and that's what he does. I can't have that, so I'll take this girl. Okay, which I thought was kind of ballsy, especially for a chick flick. You know, honest but ballsy. All right, so anyway, so that's going on here. Okay. He can tell that Glinda likes Fiyero, okay, and not him. So he tells Nyssa that he asked her out because, you know, so he tries to be honest, and Nyssa goes like, hey, I need to tell you the truth about why I asked you out. Okay, and Nyssa goes like, oh, I know why you did it. You did it because you feel sorry for me. I know. And he tells her, no, I asked you out because I want to dance with you, even though you're in a wheelchair. And he pulls her the wheelchair out there to the dance floor, and they start dancing together, which I thought was kind of cute, you know. Okay, he tells her to say, no, I asked you out because I thought you were beautiful. Okay, and like I said, he takes her in the wheelchair out to the dance floor and pushes the wheelchair onto the dance floor. All right, next scene, Madame Morrible shows up at this party, okay? And she's like one of the faculty, okay? So she's one of the professors, okay? And she knows that the kids aren't allowed to be here, but she shows up anyway and nobody gets in trouble. Okay, she approaches Glinda at the party. And of course, Glinda's there with Fiyero. She dismisses Fiyero, and she talks to Glinda alone. And she gives Glinda a magic wand. Say, here, this is a starter wand, and this is for you. And come Monday, you will be attending my seminar with Elphaba on sorcery. Now, Glinda's like, oh, this is what Glinda wanted. She wanted to be privately tutored by Madame Morrible. That's the whole reason she went to university, was to become a professional sorceress. Okay? That's why she came there. Okay, she came from a rich family. This is what she wants to do with her life. And Madame Morrible is like a hero for Glinda. She wants to be like her. She wants to be tutored by her. But what pisses off Glinda is that ever since she arrived at the university, the only student that Madame Morrible gives two shits about is Elphaba. Because she recognizes that Elphaba has telekinetic powers. She doesn't give a shit about Glinda. She wants nothing to do with Glinda. She doesn't want to teach Glinda at all. Okay? But she does want to cultivate Elphaba. And this makes Glinda jealous of Elphaba. So now here's Madame Morrible giving her a wand, telling her, you're going to be my student now. You know? And Glinda is very grateful. And she, of course, she starts kissing Morrible's ass. But Morrible tells her the truth. She's like, okay, listen, okay? This was not my idea. Okay? I have absolutely no faith in you being a successful sorceress. In fact, I think you're going to fail my class. Okay, the only reason I'm taking you on is because your roommate Elphaba told me to. She told me that if I did not take you on as a student, that she was going to quit my class. And I need her in my class. Okay? Personally, I don't think you have what it takes. But I'll take you on to keep her. I also don't think you're going to make it. But if you do, I will be pleasantly surprised. But honestly, I don't think you will. And then she walks away. Now, Glinda is like, oh my God. I've been treating Elphaba like shit this whole time, and she, like, did this for me? I mean, I asked her to do it, but, you know, we've been fighting. But she went out of her way to help me out. So now it's hard for Glinda to feel bad. It's hard for Glinda to hate Elphaba now because she did something for her, despite the fact that the woman that she wanted it from didn't want to do it for her. So I thought that was kind of cool, Glinda's not heartless. She's a narcissist, but she's not heartless. Okay? So anyway, so Elphaba arrives at this party in her brim hat and her black, tight black dress that she always wears, with her green hands with the long fingers sticking out, And of course, everybody stops what they're doing when she walks in the room to start teasing her and make fun of her because she looks like the Wicked Witch of the West now. Okay, I'm going to stop my review right here, but I'll be back soon to continue my review. I thank you very much for watching this long, and I will see you soon on the next one. Bye.